What's going on, everyone? Happy Tuesday. Hopefully everyone is doing well, staying safe, healthy, and of course testing negative for all those viruses. It is time now for the Tuesday edition of the Virus Update for Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. If you are new to my channel, welcome to my channel. This is where I do the daily virus update on all those viruses that can make us sick. Let's face it, there's a lot of viruses out there, and you need to be informed of what's going on with each and every one of these viruses. That's what I do here on my channel each and every day. I give you the latest news, data, really anything I can find to help keep you safe and informed of what's going on with these viruses. Want to stay informed? Subscribe down below. Give this video a thumbs up, hit that notification bell, share this video with anyone you know, and of course, leave your comments down below. Already, we do have just a few news stories to talk about today, mainly some data in the news category today. Then we're going to take a look at some daily data. We're also going to look at an update from Pennsylvania in terms of wastewater. Don't know if we'll see anything new from New York State. It is 1:43 in the afternoon. New York State has still not updated yet. We're going to take a look at emergency department visits, and I got some things to show you in wastewater, including one wastewater site in the United States where flu is already an issue. Yes, you heard me correctly. Flu type A, is already an issue, so you don't want to miss that. All right, starting off with the weekly update from BNO News. This is for the United States. New cases, and these are only just estimates. We all know that the actual number of cases is likely many times higher. New cases in the United States, 133,057. Admissions, 9,314. Hey, that's up by 15% still. In the hospital, 6,268. That's also still up by 12%. In the ICU, 762. That's up by 20%. New deaths, 295. The average number of deaths has now gone up by 11% to 249. So, yeah, everything trended upward this week. And we are now starting to see deaths rise from the summer wave of COVID. COVID cases are up for the 8th week in a row, reaching the highest levels since mid-March. Emergency department visits are up among all age groups, and so far this year, more than 3.8 million COVID cases have been reported in the U.S., causing, get this, 270,363 hospitalizations and 17,584 deaths. So, yeah, all the numbers continue to rise in the United States. Hopefully, if historic trends hold true here in the United States, we will be peaking within a week or so. There will be some states that go off and do their own thing. Some will see a continued increase or another increase because of the Labor Day holiday and, of course, back to school. But hopefully, on the national level, we will see a peaking of the summer COVID wave very soon. Usually that's what happens. As you know, sometimes COVID does not follow historic trends. All right, Mike Horger has a California COVID update based on CDC wastewater surveillance data. The Pandemic Mitigation PMC estimates 1 in 30 people in California are actively infectious with COVID. You'll notice most of the areas in dark red, very high, meaning it's estimated at least 1 in 25 people are actively infectious in those areas. And take a look here. Yeah, you can see these dark red, almost maroon color. Look at the Sacramento back through San Francisco, the Bay Area, those areas, you're really bad. Then you get to the south, and yeah, we're starting to see some of that darker red shade show up down there as well, indicating high levels of COVID. All right, let's go international for a little bit. First off, Queensland weekly respiratory surveillance report for August 26th through to September 1st. COVID, hey, it's actually going down. COVID, 892 cases, down by 9.7%. Influenza, 4,481 cases, that is up by 5.1%. RSV, 890 cases, and that is up by 4.8%. Now, when it comes to hospitalizations in Queensland, 79 for COVID, down by 11.2%. Influenza, 249, down by 7.4%. RSV, 60, down by 6.2%. And, yeah, so some things are improving there. So we're not. COVID is improving at the moment, but we are seeing influenza and RSV when it comes to cases. And they're going back up once again. We also have this from Dennis the COVID info guy. In Ireland, there is a problem with people missing school. In fact, since COVID has started, and as we all know, COVID has not ended, that problem is continuing to get worse. They're saying 30% of students in second level schools, each country calls schools differently, it's just continuing to get worse, resulting in more and more kids being absent from school. We have seen this type of news story show up in many different countries. We're seeing it in the United States, we're seeing it there, really all around the world. This is an issue that is popping up. In fact, in some states in the United States, they're saying a doctor's note is no longer good enough. Yeah, that's not a good thing whatsoever. It's totally ridiculous that we're just ignoring people being sick. All right, in Switzerland, let's take a look at some of these viruses. This is just an update of what's going on there. Hey, cases of Lyme disease are going up. Take a look at that. 7,760 cases of Lyme disease there. And I'm going to be honest with you, any virus that I'm uneducated about, you will see me skip over here. You may have noticed I do that on the channel, because there are definitely some viruses out there that I'm uneducated about, so I skip over some of them. But the important ones, obviously, I do mention. Influenza-like illness. There you go. You know, that could be anything from flu to a cold to maybe even COVID. Influenza-like illness. Looks like that is going upward. And if we come down here, pretty sure they had COVID positivity rate. Yeah, this is what we really want to take a look at. Look at this. Their COVID positivity rate, this was as of August 26th. Yeah, it's currently 26.7%. We click on details. Do we find out any more information from Switzerland? Let's see. Do we? Yeah, look at that. They have definitely seen a rise in COVID cases. Maybe that rise is dropping slightly now, but nonetheless, they are dealing with a problem with COVID cases over in Switzerland at this time. All right, my website is datareport.info. We have a whole bunch of tracking threads there. As you can see here, we have bird flu, measles, tuberculosis, school illnesses, list of performers sick, U.S. sports illnesses, all kinds of different things here you can check out and be in the know of what's going on with various different people, being sick, or various different outbreaks of viruses. All right, where do we want to go next? Well, we want to take a look at air qualities next. And air qualities are not great in the west or northwest Canada. Wildfires are the reason for that. We are going to take a look at that wildfire smoke model in just a second. And you can see here, yeah, look at that. Really bad in Alberta, British Columbia, even points to the east and portions of California. Then we have some air quality issues today across portions of the southern plains. Don't know what that is all about, but that is not a good thing. Taking a look at what is going on here with the Canadian wildfire smoke model. This is from the RAP. This is the RAP model. It's a model out of the National Weather Service. And you can see here, that smoke, some of it may make it to portions of the Midwest and Central Plains. And then you can also see here, it is just going to continue in the Pacific Northwest. Why? Because, well, the wildfires have not been put out yet. Until they get put out, that will continue to be a problem. All right, let's take a look at bird migration, shall we? Wait till you see how many birds migrated south last night. It's a really high number. Look at that. 200 million. Over 300, almost 350 million birds. With that comes the risk of spreading bird flu. So obviously that's something we're going to have to keep our eyes on, and pretty much everywhere across the United States is seeing some sort of bird migration. You can see in the east and even in the west. The strongest right now is in the east and the Midwest. The west is not really strong yet, but it will. That will definitely pick up as time goes on. Taking a look at Florida, we do have some EMS calls right now. I'm seeing stroke listed a few times. I'm also seeing sick person listed a few times as well. Not seeing headache listed at all. Hey, yeah, Data Report can raise his hand to the word headache. I've had one all day again today. Yeah, but I'm not tired at the moment. It's just annoying headache that comes from time to time when you least expect it, and sometimes it lasts for several days. Philadelphia on Monday had 754 EMS incidents, 11 incidents right now in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. It was well north of 20 in the 11 a.m. hour. Glad to see that is a bit better. But we are seeing cardiac arrest and a few other significant calls. A stroke in Upper Dublin. I may end up in that township this afternoon when I go back to work. Taking a look at this in Chester County, Pennsylvania. Multiple fall calls right now. That's never a good thing. Sick person is also listed once. Let's see what's going on in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. And while we wait for that to load, let's pause and take a hydration break, shall we? Water is the drink of choice today. All right, Bucks County. Hey, just 3 incidents right now. And it looks like we may have a cardiac arrest call right now in Bristol Township. At least I think that's what that means. Yeah, that's not good. Taking a look at the hospital situation in Pennsylvania, really similar to yesterday. In fact, the Pocono hospitals have actually gotten better. A few hospitals in eastern Pennsylvania dealing with problems, and we do see Gettysburg. What's this? Gettysburg. Okay, this hasn't updated since August 25th, so no reason to look at that. Moving on now to this. Pennsylvania. I'm going to refresh this so it shows the statewide level. And we can see here, statewide for COVID in Pennsylvania, yeah, it has creeped up a little bit more. Wasn't a big rise, but a rise is a rise. And we are at moderate levels of COVID across Pennsylvania. And you do see Erie, Pennsylvania is listed high. We also see when we get up there to Mercer County, that is also listed high. And take a look at this. York, Pennsylvania, that is coming in at high. And we also see a few high areas in southeast Pennsylvania as well, moderate and high. So that is relatively concerning, but again, it fits the trend. There's a lot of places across the United States that are dealing with moderate to even high levels of COVID. We'll take a look at another state when it comes to wastewater in just a little bit. But you know what? We also do want to take a look at this. COVID variants in wastewater in Pennsylvania. This hasn't updated since August 16th, but XFG is the latest variant that is dominating in Pennsylvania and really all across the United States. Let's take a look at the hospital situation in New Jersey. We do see Cooper University Hospital is doing a full and total divert for patient volume, and that is the only hospital in New Jersey. Maybe there'll be more later, but let's hope not. All right, moving on now. Let's see if New York updated. We're refreshing this. Now, it still says 835. That's the number that was reported in the Friday update, so no sense in taking a look at emergency, or excuse me, yeah, no sense in taking a look at the hospitalizations because that is not going to be any different. All right, let's take a look at emergency department visits diagnosed with COVID, and I do want to show you this percent change. And you can see here, there's a lot of orange and some yellow. Well, yellow means stable, but oranges, yeah, they're moderate to substantial increases, and you can see there's still a lot of states that are doing substantial increases in emergency department visits. 31.4% increase in Texas. How about West Virginia? 19.9%. Idaho, 19.9%. But Montana, substantial decrease for you. And mind you, some of this data may not be, it's not the best of data. As we know, some of the data is not accurate from the CDC. Whoa, take a look at this. South Dakota, 41.4% substantial increase, which is over 19%. And let's go back to West Virginia for a second. I read that incorrect. 22.6% increase. And also, Montana was a 35% decrease. And it looks like Wyoming's coming up 0.0, but yeah, I don't understand that. I thought that was the substantial decrease color. Well, maybe it's not. It says it is, but look at Arizona. 10.1% increase. That's a moderate increase. North Carolina, 33.4% increase. Hey, Florida still had a 10.6% increase as well. Now let's dive a little bit deeper and take a look at these states. The United States, when it comes to emergency department visits for COVID, they're still rising. Alabama, yeah, you're still rising some. A little leveled off there. Alaska is, yeah, that's rising somewhat. Arizona is still rising. Arkansas has dropped a little bit. California it's still rising slightly. Colorado, rising slightly. Connecticut is rising. Delaware, maybe trying to slow off and peak. District of Columbia, you're bouncing around on the most recent bounce. You bounced upward. Florida, look at that. 3% almost. And hopefully that is a peak and slowing off. Same with Georgia. Hopefully you are peaking. Guam is down. Hawaii is finally peaked and is dropping. Hopefully we don't see any reversals where it goes back up. Hopefully that's the end for Hawaii for now. Idaho is still going up. Illinois is going up. Indiana is going up. Iowa has slowed off slightly. Kansas is still going up. Kentucky, Louisiana, still going up. Louisiana is really bad, almost as bad as Florida. Maine has dropped ever so slightly. Maryland is going up. Massachusetts has slowed off. Michigan is dropping slightly, but I do note here, looks like there's a little bit of incomplete data at the end. Mississippi is dropping slightly. Montana dropping slightly. Nebraska is dropping slightly. Nevada still rising. New Hampshire, yeah, that's still going up. It's actually starting to go up a little bit faster. New Jersey is going up slowly. New Mexico has started going up a little bit faster at the end. It's just still going up. I don't want to say it's going up, but you can see there's a big spike there at the end in the blue line versus the trend line. New York is still going up. North Carolina is still going up. That's pretty bad in North Carolina. North Dakota has slowed off. Ohio is rising slightly. Oregon's still going up. Pennsylvania has dropped slightly. Rhode Island, yeah, you're going up slightly. South Carolina, hopefully you're going to start to slow off now and peak. South Dakota is still going up. Tennessee, slowing off a bit. Texas is pretty bad and still going up. Utah is still going up. Vermont at this time. Looks like there's a slight rise there at the end. Vermont did get hit hard in the wintertime. That may be why your summer wave is not as big. Virginia is going up slightly. Washington is still flat now for a little bit. Hopefully we see that drop. West Virginia going up slowly. And we are seeing Wisconsin still going up. Now, Virginia. We do have more for Virginia. Take a look at this. We do have a wastewater site in Central Virginia and one in Southwest Virginia that at this time, what is that? Wolf Creek at this time is seeing an increase for COVID. And we do have Moores Creek. That is also increasing for COVID. Everywhere else is, for the most part, a plateau, below detection, or no trend available. Alrighty, let's take a look at wastewater, shall we? Now, you'll note here, I do have this set for a national level. And I have it set for influenza A. And you're probably going, well, it's all blue. That usually means low, right? Draw your attention to right here. Alaska. Let's go to Alaska on the map. Oh, that's orange. Yeah, I came across this, and they're doing bad for a lot of things. First off, COVID is still listed at high. RSV is fine at this time. Take a look at influenza A. Yeah. Whoop. Influenza A. And this is multiple updates. It's not just one update or two updates. It's multiple updates. Influenza A has started to rise there. Hopefully that corrects a little bit lower. But yeah, influenza A in, where are we at here? Anchorage, Alaska. Anchorage, Alaska is a problem. Norovirus there is medium. That is rising. And your COVID levels are also a problem as well. All right, going back to the national level for wastewater once again. We have something else we got to take a look at. Measles. There is another detection of measles today in the Atlanta area. This is Big Creek. This is in Roswell, Georgia. I actually have a relative there, or somewhere within the Roswell area. And take a look at this. We can see COVID is listed high there, but there are now multiple detections of measles. Of course, multiple detections of measles is never a good thing. We don't like seeing that whatsoever. And now let's just take a look at a few wastewater sites for COVID. You can see nationally, COVID is still listed in the high category pretty much across the board. Let's go to Lawrence, Kansas and see what's going on there. We're just going to randomly click on a few more wastewater sites and then we'll end the video. You can see Lawrence, Kansas, yeah, still rising for COVID. Everything else at this time is fine for you. Let's go somewhere out on the West Coast, shall we? San Diego is now back to listed at gray again. But can we click on it? There's a question. Because the other day it was loaded. We can see here it was rising slightly on the most recent update, which was August 25th. So COVID was going up slightly there. Now let's go to the east, and I do want to show you this. Hey, let's take a look at Bridgewater, New Jersey, and see what's going on there. And we can see, yeah, slight rise for COVID. A little bit of a, one of those wonky movements at the end. So that's why I'm saying the word slight rise. It could be more significant. I don't know. Always treat it as if it is, just to be on the safe side. And we'll do somewhere in the Midwest now, and then that will be it for today's video. Let's go to Iowa, shall we? How about Corryville, Iowa, and we'll see what is going on there. We do see that COVID is listed at high. It has been rising. Maybe it is finally peaking. You can see here, EBD68 is rising at this time. We also do see, hey, they had a detection of measles back in June on June 25th. Alrighty, folks, that does it for the Tuesday edition of the Virus Update. If you enjoyed today's update, give it a thumbs up. Let's try for 150 like button hits today. Of course, subscribe to my channel if you're new down below. Hit that notification bell. Share this video with anyone you know. Leave your comments down below. I will eventually catch up with the comments later today, probably late this evening. And, of course, if you want to support the channel, there are ways to do that down below. I will see everybody again tomorrow. Until I see you again tomorrow, stay safe, everyone, and have a fantastic Tuesday afternoon. Thanks for watching.